Hi everybody, this is Jen Coombs from Time to Change Jersey Style. I'm in Millstone, New Jersey, and I'm filming my interaction like this because I don't trust them at this point. So, it's double protection. Double protection. Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good. How are you?
Good. What's going on with the
We didn't get too far.
You didn't get.
It's not open yet. So you upgraded. Very good.
Yeah.
Better than having
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was probably not guilty. I don't know if you are aware of it. I was probably not guilty. And I've been in contact with the business administrator too.
Oh, yeah. Roger.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He said he was in February. Like
Yes.
February
Yeah.
something.
Going to.
No. He's expecting me. So.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
You know where to go?
No, not really. But
Straight back.
okay. Thanks. Hi. How you doing? Hi. How you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good, thank
You
you.
remember me?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember me?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Roger.
Hi, Jen. How do you know who I was?
You tracked me down.
Oh, okay. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you very much.
Good.
How can we help you today?
Well, I would like to have an apology from some of your employees with how you guys handled it.
Well, when that's something now that has to be directed to council.
So you need legal permission to say I'm sorry. I don't want, because I don't want to file a lawsuit against you guys. I want an apology with how you handled stuff. That's it.
Well, once again, I think, after the items that you had basically discussed with me in regards to some of the terminology and lawsuit, and when that happened, it was kicked up to a higher level, and that was through council.
I understand that, but you guys who brought the legal stuff in with the state police, and so far, like I told you on the phone, your township attorney just earned you guys, not just earned you guys. I don't want to scare you guys. Your attorney advised you wrong, and I don't want to go. I don't want to sue this town to get an apology from you guys. Because if I have to sue you guys to get an apology, it's going to be a price tag, like an $80,000 price tag, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to you as a person to person. That's like I'm sorry this has happened, and I will going forward. We're not going to do this with other people. That's what I want. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
I don't want the money to tell the truth. I want a genuine apology from this town because I am the one who wound up in jail for 2 days for the misinformation that your attorney told you guys.
Well, again, when you say you guys, I don't think these ladies were a part of that end of it.
She was. I have it on video footage.
Yes, I spoke with you, Jen, that's right.
Well, once again, what I'm going to do, okay, is because, again, right now I'm being guided, okay, by counsel, whether, again, counsel is correct in your opinion or not correct. That's not my question, okay? I just have to do what I need to do because I was instructed to do it. So what I'll do is I will contact counsel in regards to your request. and then I will get an answer, and I will share that answer with you. As far as how you're going to take it going forward, that's going to be up to you. But all I can do is obtain that information
I
that
just
you're
want an
requesting.
apology, a genuine apology for Millstone, for the stuff that I was put through by you and several other employees. I will point my finger at you because of how you handled it.
Very respectful.
No, you are not.
I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's easy to have a difference of an opinion on that. Because I dealt with many other towns that, well, I can't say all of them. I dealt with several towns that did not have the knee-jerk reaction that you guys had with me on that day. If you took the time to watch the Spring Lake Borough video, he never thought the worst of me. He never saw me as suspicious. He actually, hey, go for, I filmed this. His name was Dempsey. Dempsey, that's the Bureau Administrator. He took the time to do this and that. He never thought the worst of me. He never thought, oh, let's call the police on this person because she's filming in it.
The day you were here, you might recall that the administrator at the time was out of the office, and she wanted to speak with you on the phone.
The
but
clerk, and she was on, from what I can gather, she was on vacation on that
Yes.
week.
She called in and she wanted to speak with you and try to help you, but you refused to take her call.
And I told you what I was doing. I just wanted to film, and that's it. Didn't need any help from her at all. So I don't really understand why should I talk to a person that I don't need any help with?
I'm just bringing that up because you mentioned the example of the other town where the administrator was very helpful to you.
But she wasn't here in person to
Correct.
offer any help, so it was like it was the worst. I mean, the people in the building was more in a position to help me than a clerk on a vacation calling in on the telephone.
Well, not quite true, okay, because you spoke to the right person, okay, in the other town, and that was the business administrator, like I am the business administrator here.
Yeah.
And the young lady that you're referring to was also in charge, okay, and, again, whether you're out or you're in, well, we've assumed that responsibility, and, I get calls on vacation simply because of the title and the position that I've accepted, and so is that person.
Okay.
So, it's really a chain of command, and I think that's the nature of the beast. You have, again, a business administrator, you have your supervisors, you have your managers, you have staff, etc. So the protocol that was followed was the correct protocol, okay? Because I've said the same thing. I said, if anything happens, I'm on vacation or otherwise, you call me, okay? Because that's the job that I've chosen.
Okay, but I didn't need any help from her. That's what it is.
But I think that's where you would have, I think that's where the communication broke down, because if you would have spoken to her, then you would have both understood what each one wanted to do.
But I told her, if you recall, I do have, this is why I videotape. If you recall, I told you almost every single person that I dealt with that day, what I was doing. So there's no misunderstanding there.
Again, when we spoke, I said, I understand your objective, okay, in regards to videotaping, but I'm in disagreement with your methodology, okay?
Well, there's a reason why, because I've been burned by several government employees or even cops lying within CAD reports, lying in absolute, even take Millstone with what happened this year or last year. In his CAD report, I would tell you what happened. That's one of the state troopers lied within his official narrative about the interaction that I had with him. I had video proof of what exactly happened. So I'm sorry, I learned over time within the last 2-3 years that I have to protect myself against anything. That because Millstone is a prime example. You claim I was harassing you guys and I wasn't. But if I didn't have that video proof of what happened, I would have been convicted of 2 bogus charges that you guys set in motion. I had it in Bradley Beach. I had a cop lied in court. You think, but because I didn't have the video proof, the judge believed him over me, even though I was telling the truth.
Well, those circumstances were unfortunate, but to paint a broad brush, saying that everyone is the same, and again, we were having that conversation, is not the case.
But I can't well, you have to understand, if I go into the government building, I don't know any of you guys, same thing. So I don't know what I'm gonna find. And some towns are very awesome. They know about the law, the rights, and everything else, because because the work I've done before, it trickled to other. Mm-hmm. But fortunately, you guys deal with the state police, so you never got the memo when it comes to the police or the Monmouth County police chiefs. So you never got that memo. State police never got that memo. The only thing that got the memo was the Monmouth County police chiefs.
The association?
Yeah, no, all of it.
Well, it's part of the Police Chiefs Association.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's like one of the reasons why I was anxious, because I know for a fact the state police never got that memo.
Oh, sorry, forgive me.
Yeah, I know like that. I know like, because I educate myself on how things work and everything.
Right.
When I wanted to file an open request, usually like when I go in these towns, I usually file an open request. I never got to that point, because I never got past this point with the camera work.
What kind of open request or information would you want to
I usually do like general stuff, like when it comes to police departments, I do like a random CAD report or random days for CAD reports. About transparency and accountability. It's like Andrew Kudrick from Howell Township told other people, I'm like a government watchdog in some ways, mm-hmm. because I check up on you guys. Mm-hmm. But my favorite is I like to learn about the history of each town too, because I'm finding the more I do this, each town is different. Because actually somebody told me about Millstone. If you caught in the beginning of the video, I know you watched it, but mm-hmm. I don't know if you had I think you never had a chance to. But I said, well, I never really heard about Millstone until like a month or so before I came into the
building.
Here. Yeah. And then that's when I found out all the neat stuff about Millstone.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah. And it's like, if all the towns can handle stuff like Dempsey and other positive interactions that I had, things will go much smoother. Mm-hmm. You want to be part of the problem or part of the solution? And that day, you were part of the problem, not the solution.
Well, again, like we talked about, the reality, again, like I said, I work for public television, okay? And
I'm not recording.
I know, and I want to commend you.
Yeah.
I do. You have no idea, and I noticed that, and I wanted to say something, but I was just waiting. I want to commend you because of that, okay? We're having a dialogue, I'm learning, hopefully you're learning, and I think that's important between people. There's not enough of that, and we talked about that too, okay? And to me, when you look at, again, like I said, working with public television, I can't tell you how many people bigger than me, big guys, okay? And when you see them in public, they're there boisterous. You think these are the greatest politicians in the world. All of a sudden, when a camera's in their face, they're like, they change. And people, the dynamics of a person's personality is just that. People change. Some people take it as intimidation. Other people grab the camera and they're like, look at me, look at me, look at me. But people here, again, we're a rural town. Let's face it. And when you come doing that kind of thing, it is a form of, at least I would take it, if I had a little different experience, as that big light shining in my face. And I wouldn't know what to expect. To me, I have no problems in regards to, following the law, and again, that you, educated people on and me on. But the reality is, let us know, and that's A-okay. But to come around, it's like, what's happening? And I know from 9/11, and I was kind of part of that. It was it was a change of life for everybody. And what you hear, and again, being a journalist, you can understand this.
Correct, but the Constitution and the law hasn't really changed, didn't really change since 9/11. The Constitution did not change since then.
It didn't, but what did change, okay, is the complexity of our thinking.
Correct.
Because what ended up happening, and again, you have to agree as a journalist, when you look at what's happened in the, what you pick up on the Asbury Park Press, or any publication, or the radio, or the TV, what do you see? You see explosions, you see death, you see all of these different things, and when you turn around and come in and, you videotape, it's like, oh, what's going on that I should know about? And the key is, what is it that I need to know about?
I have a question. Do
Yeah.
you know what the Fusion Center is all about?
The Fusion Center?
Yeah.
I've been there many times.
So a lot of people, a lot of government people.
Many times.
Yeah, a lot of government people don't know what the Fusion Center
Mhm.
is. Because when you start photographing or filming different things, and if you don't assert your rights or whatever, you wind up on some terrorist watch list.
Right.
And to me, that's a gross overreach gross overreach of the government, especially when it comes to people like myself or innocent people. Has good intentions and everything else. That's why that's why I said on that day, I tend to visit every town within the state of New Jersey. I'm gonna be honest, FBI knows about me too. So, but I have but they know I'm not this crazy terrorist either.
Right.
But like I said, I have read the various memos, CAD reports, be on a look, whatever. I know I was mischaracterized in those memos big time. And finally, I actually read emails between Ocean County and Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, and actually saw the various different emails. And that's why I finally reached out to Laura Linsky. That's why I had an appointment with her that day prior to me coming here. I didn't mention that. I saw her. Laura Linsky is the first assistant prosecutor. She's a nice lady.
Right.
But she got, like I said, I'm gonna be honest, I took Monmouth County, like I came out of left field because nobody knew what the laws were. Even the prosecutor's office didn't know. Nobody knew any of that. Nobody knew until I came on. But now, Andy Kudrick said I made Monmouth County a better place with what I'm doing.
I think that's great. I think it's commendable. I shared that with you the other day. I don't disagree. I don't. And that's why I said, I will do, okay? And I said to you before, I'd like to work with you in regards to making sure that we are where we should be, okay? And with the criticisms that you pose in regards to seeing different things through your eyes, I would like to understand, okay? And if it needs correction, we'll correct it. If it's already a part of policy and it's not being performed, so be it. We'll take a hard look at it, But again, all I'm suggesting, okay, is the methodology, and I can't thank you enough.
And I have tweaked that approach since 2000 here and there. But again, I learned that if I don't film anything from the beginning, any government worker or even a police officer can say anything about me, and I have no proof to back it up.
That's
A prime example of Millstone, because if you read the CAD report, I would like for you to read the CAD report, okay?
I will. I promise you I will.
Yeah, because the CAD report did not actually reflect what happened within the video.
right. Well, like I said, what I will do is I'll mention this to our attorney, and
Oh, I did a little research into your attorney firm too. I think the attorney that you dealt with, I think he's like a former attorney general or something like that, if I'm correct.
you know more than I do. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I do research too.
Yeah, Don't know. So, I'm at a loss.
Yeah, I'm just, if I'm, because I was going through like the various minutes online through your website, and I looked up the firm, looked up the name, and it appears that he does, I think he was like a former, some attorney, assistant attorney, something along those lines.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Very educated too about things. I know I don't look like it, but I
Looks like anything else is deceiving. Okay, so, I mean, I know people that are multi-gazillionaires. They don't wear a watch, they walk around in a white t-shirt. You never assume that these people are CEOs of companies. So you never judge the book by the cover, as far as I'm concerned. And when people do, I think they're
And that's how I felt.
incorrect.
I felt like I was judged right off the bat by their, that's how I felt,
Yeah.
because I did not fit the typical profile of your,
I can't speak for anyone other than myself.
but I'm just
but-
going on my feelings.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, because I actually took the time out in the hallway, you saw the video, like three to four people, explaining to them like what I'm doing, like, and then I got stopped with bogus charges. I'm like, what? And I was telling a friend of mine, where did I go wrong? Because it should never have gotten to this point at all. Because I had the memo in hand,
Right.
I handed it to that one lady. Yeah, it wasn't you.
I had asked you if you had something and you didn't provide.
No, it was another, that lady that walked in like, yeah, it was like, but you guys did get a copy of that memo that day. I have video proof of it.
Yeah, yeah. Even that, if I may, again, it goes back to saying, like if I was here, okay, I would have turned around, I would have said, I would have said, hi, how can I help you? Okay, that kind of a thing. Because again, you're not necessarily a resident, but again, you're an individual that's a concerned citizen of Monmouth County, or even it wasn't another county. The reality is, you're on a particular project, whatever that project is. I would
Different
need
projects.
yeah, or that. I would certainly need a better understanding, so I know which way to direct or how I can help or do whatever's necessary, And again, I know I'm saying, I'm beating a dead horse, I can't say that around here, because, all the horses, but I can't appreciate you enough for just coming in and having a dialogue. Okay, I can't. I mean, I think it's, what we talked about, and I'm very happy about that. I really am. You have no idea. And so, again, when you're looking for things in Millstone Township, let me know. I can, that one part that you're asking about, that's out of my league, okay?
No, I
That's,
just want an apology. I don't want, because if I have to sue you guys to get the
Yeah.
apology, it's gonna be a price tag to the taxpayers.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you really want that? Put that burden on the taxpayers of a settlement because of what happened that day? To me, what I'm asking for is really easy. Like I apologize. We apologize for what happened that day.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. okay?
Simple.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Like I
I'm giving
said,
you guys a choice.
yeah,
Most people will just go straight to the attorney and just file a lawsuit against any town. I'm not doing that. I'm giving you a chance I'm trying to give you a chance every step of the way to do the right thing. And so far, your attorney is giving give you the horrible legal advice and earned the town a lawsuit in the making with a potential money settlement because of the lack of knowledge that he or
yeah. I understand what you're saying, and I understand where you're coming from. I can't do anything other than what I'm being told in that regard. I'm just a messenger right now in regards to the relationship that we're having. So I have to take that next step, and I have to say, again, like I said to you before, I will pose that. I will say, this is what you're interested in receiving, okay? Where do we go from here? He will then turn around and address it accordingly, okay? I can't. No staffer can, okay? So what you're asking is respectful, but I can't do anything because, again, that pecking order that we're talking about, I have to abide by that higher authority, so to speak, that, again, pronounced.
See, but somebody can take a step back and say, well, this is crazy. Why do we, let's do the right thing and let's avoid a settlement.
But see, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever the case may be, you were part of it. You understand it, okay? I don't understand the legalities. I don't understand what transpired. None of these people do, okay? And so, but council does. I don't, I can't. So to me, I'm a babe in the woods. I wouldn't know where to go in regards to,
And so far, your attorney trust me, I dealt with many different township attorneys along the way. This is my opinion. Your attorney did a disservice to this town big time.
if that's the case, okay, and it could be, but if that's the case.
I'm talking in this specific example.
Yeah.
Maybe he does you guys good for other things, but in this specific example, in this situation, he did you guys a disservice.
You know, again, like I said, I'm not qualified to say yea or nay. All I can say is this is what I'm going to do so that I get my marching orders that I will convey back to you, okay? So that we have an understanding of whatever next step that you want to take. And if it means that, again, we don't know, council's going to have to handle it. So, and again, you may be 100% right or you may be incorrect. I don't know that, okay? I'm not a legal beagle. So,
I don't have the credentials, but I do have the knowledge.
okay, all right. Well, then that's going to be interesting then between the two of you guys, okay? But I wish I had that knowledge, and I don't. Okay, so the reality again is this is what I'm going to do, and we can then go from there. But again, I'll probably get an answer tomorrow, okay? Or no later, well, tomorrow's what, Wednesday? Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Or no later than Thursday morning. And I will communicate that to you, and then, again, the decisions at that point in time are going to be left up to you, of course, not us.
Actually, the ball is in your court at this point. The ball's in your court.
I know what you want. Okay, I know what you want. I will convey that request, and as soon as I get that information back as how I need to proceed, I will share that with you, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and hopefully, again, hopefully this is just, a whatever, where it's not going to blow up into something that it shouldn't be. Okay, but again, that's the best that I can do. And if I was maybe more a part of it at some point in time, I could turn around and address it.
Yeah, and like I feel like every step of the way, I have given you guys every opportunity to do the right thing in this town. And so far, it's like I'm just going on. I dealt with many different towns in different counties. So I'm just going on my experiences of how things can work out the best.
Right.
That the less you deal with it, the more problems you're gonna have down the road. So if you deal with the problem, do the right thing, it's less problems for the town.
And again, to what we need to do, what I need to do is, I don't know what that right thing is, okay? Because you have a right thing, I may have a right thing, other people may have right things, and if you have 10 people, you have 12 different right things. I don't know. And because I wasn't part of it, I'm not a lawyer or again, I don't know everything that transpired, okay? It had to go to council, and council now is doing that directive. The council now is guiding me to say, okay, this is what council's right thing is, because council now is really the person that I had to go to get that kind of guidance, because of the reasons why I just mentioned. So whether it's right or wrong, okay, that is yet to be determined.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, if a person other than me shows up tomorrow, let's say tomorrow, shows up and just start videotaping you like this, you guys can't do nothing to stop that. they can stay, they can't interfere with the business,
Correct.
but they can film you guys 100%. You guys can't do nothing about it. You can't.
Okay. When
From 8:30, from the start of business to the end of business, that person can stay all day and film you guys, but they can't interfere. That's the difference.
and what ends up happening, this is where, and I think again you'll agree, that gray line is.
I'm using that as an extreme example.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But what ends up happening is, again, when someone is having a conversation on the telephone, okay, you know, you can't keep taking a photograph of that individual conducting business.
Actuality, yes, you can. There's no expectation of privacy within a public space. The reason why, because I actually filmed into different police departments, what do you call it, dispatch, and they contain very sensitive information. So if I can film police dispatchers, if I can film that, this is really nothing compared to the information that they're dealing with. I have done that. Even though the prosecutor's office does not like that, it's still legally possible to do that. There's ways of doing it, protecting their privacy without infringing on that person's First Amendment rights.
You know, here, a thought. What you might want to consider, okay, because of what you're sharing with us now, you may want to consider, quite frankly, and I think it would be advantageous to all the municipalities, the prosecutor's office, and everybody else, is to put together, okay, some of those things, almost like in a procedural format, okay?
That's what Andy Kudrick told me. Andy Kudrick did. He's the police chief from Township.
Yeah,
And I that's what he said, that he come up with, yeah, like.
Yeah, and then once you have that down, just to tweak it, to make sure it is correct legally or whatever, you know, go to the prosecutor's office and say, hey, look, this is what I've created for you. You know, can we use this? Can it be distributed to the other communities and to the police departments or whatever is necessary? I think something like that would be huge. Okay, I mean, there you're disseminating information. I mean, that to me is a huge project that would be beneficial.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah, like I said, let's say you have confidential information on your desk. This is a cell phone. I can easily film that confidential information. You can't stop me from filming it, but there's ways of protecting it. There's other ways of protecting that information. You can't stop me filming, but there's other ways of, I'm not saying I'm doing it, but I'm just brought that as an example,
Yeah.
but
But you're touching on it. Do you see how valuable that kind of information to other people, myself, staff, prosecutor, police department, that would be? Okay, I think it's huge. If you develop that part of it alone, I mean,
some
it
towns
would be,
get that already. But
yeah.
you guys don't, that's okay.
But I even challenge you in that in regards to some towns, because there's a deficiency there. I doubt very much, even if one or two people in the towns understand it, I can guarantee you 100 staffers wouldn't understand it.
I'm sorry. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no problem. Where would I get a death certificate?
A death certificate. Where would you get a death certificate? Kathleen? Ah, that's right. See?
I'm sorry.
Right there. Okay, go down the hall here.
Okay.
Make a right, and then there's an open door.
You get death
right on the left
certificates
side.
from towns since
Okay,
when?
thank you so much.
Ask for Kathleen.
Kathleen?
Yes, please.
The event happens in.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know about, I thought you get that for the morgue, or whoever handles that part of it.
Depends if it happens, if the event happens in town, then it comes to town.
Oh, okay.
So we're all learning.
Yeah, I don't know everything, but I sure know a lot.
Now you know more.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was just a suggestion, and I think that, like I said, to me, in the scheme of things, I think it's huge.
I'm just saying, some towns get that already. I'm not saying every town,
Right.
but some towns get that. They understand. They even had a Long Branch. It came up in Long Branch. And turns out the business administrator is a parent of a former Neptune City cop, Ryan Jackson, who's now a police officer for House Township. So it's like so I connected the dots.
Yeah.
But we had a conversation just like you and me, and he actually told me that day he actually had a meeting with all the department heads in that town and tell them what are the guidelines when it comes to people or any citizen, not just me, citizens who come in and just film. There's guidelines. Like if somebody's filling out paperwork, you can still film it. But there's a ways, but they don't have to film that paperwork. There's other ways of protecting that privacy of going into a different.
You see, that's my point. I think that information would be extremely useful for more than one person. Okay? That is a project unto its own. Yeah, I mean, if I had the time, I'd gravitate towards that.
Yeah, you have an open format. You have an open format. You have no, I don't know, no, what do you call it?
Dividers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know if dividers like that would be necessary, but that's a whole different.
Sometimes have that. Neptune City has, even though it's a small, it has an open format, but they have like dividers behind the glass
Okay,
thing to protect that privacy from that desk.
right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different configurations you have, and you're right. I mean, there's a certain sense of privacy and different ways to do things, et cetera. But, I guess this is the way it's been done for a long time, and it seems comfortable enough. And, and it serves it's serving its purpose. Sorry, my voice. I apologize. But anyway, I know they got to get busy doing some of the work that they have to do. But okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll communicate back to you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Perfect. And anything else, you got my number.
Oh yeah, but I just, like I said, it's just, oh yeah, I read into the noise ordinance too. That ordinance was meant for loud noises, and I know it was subject to a court ruling too, with some DJ, there's like background information.
Oh.
There's like court rulings when it came to that ordinance.
Yeah, that was because of residents, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it came from some DJ.
At a party, I believe, and if I'm not mistaken, it was
Throughout the
residential.
summer,
It was a residential thing.
So that ordinance that they charged me with was really geared, the spirit of it was geared to loud noises, not people like me who's like talking in a normal voice.
Right.
So it's like, even the judge said that I was not loud, I was quiet. The spirit of the ordinance was more about loud noise,
Okay. Yeah, again, I wasn't privy to that end of it or part of it or anything like that. And I don't know who codified that. Was that the state police, or I don't know who did that. But again, those are all things that bubble up to, again, a higher pay grade than me, and that's in the council area.
Yeah.
So-
And usually if towns, I try to get the towns on board with stuff, but if they don't want to deal with me, I still come back.
Sure.
Because eventually it's like you can't
You're
not.
like a bad penny. Come back. Yeah, no, I can understand that.
Because I did that with the Lost Township, and eventually it took time. Yeah, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, with Jeff Bertrand, I think he's the business administrator there, I think.
I don't recall.
Okay, yeah, I think he is, okay.
I actually had a sat down with the police chief in that town too.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what I mean. It's like I dealt with, I'm friends with some local politicians within Monmouth County too. You wouldn't know that.
Again, never judge a book by the cover.
In some ways I did. I felt like I got judged by the book of the cover because I don't fit your typical person.
That's a human instinct, okay? And those kind of things need to be controlled, and through education, through experience. And when you mature, you understand that, again, you just don't judge that book, simply by its cover. by
In my
its appearance
speech,
alone.
I have a major speech impairment, and I remember being in the back of that car, the state trooper's car. That trooper doctor asked me, "Are you going to anything or anything like that?" So a lot of people think I'm drunk or whatever because of my speech impairment. So, and I don't have a great command of the English language at times. So it's hard
You're
for me
fine.
to, it's hard for me to communicate at times when I'm feel frustrated or whatever. But it's like,
Me too.
so, I mean, I'm not trying to, but basically it's like, you guys need to change, well, this is, I can't tell you what to do, but this is what I want, that first, I want an apology. Second, you guys need to change for the sake, for the betterment of Millstone.
We'll get into that after the
Yeah.
first hurdle is over.
Yeah.
Okay? So after I get the information from council, hopefully we can get to phase 2.
Okay, because if it doesn't get dealt with, I'm gonna come back here once a week and film it's like,
Trust me, I understand where you're coming from. You have the right to do it. Again, I hope we have that pause period and that we
yeah.
can turn around and take care of these steps one by one. I think you and I have an understanding. We have a good dialogue, okay? I'm not intimidating you, you're not intimidating me. I'm trying to be helpful to you, you're trying to be
yeah.
helpful to me. I think you can't get better than that, okay? I mean, I have people that come in and go crazy and have a tirade, jump up and down for the littlest things. But, for what? And where you have a bigger thing, and especially projects that you're doing, that's huge, and everything's fine. Everything is good communication.
And I noticed this, the last month here, you got these security cameras in this place.
Well, that's the thing. Let me caution you. Let me give you an education now. When it comes down to security cameras, that you cannot film. That I know.
That actually you can.
No, you can't.
If there's a camera, right here in public view,
Yeah.
public view, I can film it.
Actually, I don't. Prove me wrong.
I have done it in many other towns.
Prove me wrong.
I did it.
Oh,
Okay, go on my YouTube.
Don't talk.
Okay, go.
Prove me wrong.
I did. Go on my YouTube channel, and I will show you. I actually filmed in law enforcement agencies. I actually pointed out where some of the cameras are.
Because then you're going to educate me, okay? Because I understand, okay, that because of 9/11, et cetera, things have really changed. And when it comes down to surveillance or security cameras, et cetera,
Right.
that's taboo in a public place, okay, for a lot of obvious reasons. But my challenge to you now, okay, is I'd like to see where that's written, or give me that kind of proof. Show me, because again, that's going to educate me, and I'll educate others. Where's the YouTube? How do I?
Time to change Jersey style.
Wait a second. I can't take shorthand. What is it, time to change?
Jersey style.
Okay.
Yes, even the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, they actually gave guidelines to the federal buildings that when it comes to the security measures that a person can see, they can film it. But if it's in a restricted area, let's say the camera's over there, because I still see it, I can still film it. But if it's in a private office or it's not publicly accessible, I can't film it. It's all about public accessibility of what your average person can see.
All right. I would be interested in that. Okay. Seriously. And I will try to look it up as well. For my own edification, because maybe I was misinformed.
You are.
Okay. Well, again, yet to be proven wrong. Okay. But I
I've
would
done
definitely
it
look
in
at
police.
that.
I have done it in police departments. I actually pinpoint. Let me go out in the hallway. I don't want to. I actually.
Thank you, ladies. Okay.
So I actually film different security features outside of.
See, that's interesting because again, then I was misinformed because in dealings with things, police and everything else, I was told by two different people in two different departments when we were talking about surveillance because something happened on the street and when you the camera on the street, that's how the conversation started. And they said that people on the street can be photographed because the cameras are there and it's a public place. And then I said, well, what about like in my house or buildings or whatever it is? And they said, in public buildings, cameras can't be photographed.
They don't want it, but it could be legally filmed. There's a line there. Yes, they don't want it,
Okay.
but legally speaking, you can still film it.
Well, now you got me on a project. I gotta look that up. Because once I have that, then I can turn around and like you, say, hey, this is something that you might wanna take a look at, as far as information goes.
You know, there's a camera in that corner,
Yeah.
I can film it.
Huh.
If you have a code box right here,
Oh, what's that?
let's say you have a security code box
Right.
right here,
Uh-huh.
I can film that.
Okay.
I've done it with Lacey, you know about the Oyster Creek?
Oh, yeah, well, the
Yes,
atomic, whatever,
the Oyster, the nuke plant.
That's what I was looking
Yeah.
for, yeah.
Yes, you can film that too. You can film the security features of that too. You can film Earl's Navy base too for a public view. There's a lot of things you can film that most people don't think you can film.
See, you're convincing yourself to write this procedural thing.
Yeah,
Jeez, I can't even imagine how many pages that's gonna end up in.
but I think Laura Linsky, yes, she does not like it, but she knows that it's protected within the first.
Amendment or whatever.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, I wish I thought of it, but apparently that other person from Spring Lake or whatever thought of it, about doing this procedural thing to inform others.
It was Laura Linsky from the prosecutor's office.
Thought about,
Yeah.
suggested that?
She did it in 2000. Oh yeah, no, it was Andy Kutter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was the first to think about it. But I guess not.
But many towns, because they actually, because I started this back in July of 2016, some of the towns are like up to date with it, some towns are not,
Right.
but they're pretty much like trying slowly but surely, they're trying to keep up with the technology.
Can I show you something just real quick?
Yeah.
I want to show you something. You were talking about history, okay? You were talking
I know.
past me, like
The
this.
school, yeah, this used to be a school.
Something different.
Oh,
Something different. Something different. Just show you something.
So you got a camera right there.
Is that okay?
It looks like it from the outside.
Yeah, could be. I don't know for sure. to be
That's
honest.
what it looks like. I mean, that's what your average camera looks like.
Okay.
But it could be something totally different, but that's what it looks like.
Okay, gotcha. Let me just step outside. I want to show you across the street.
Okay.
That's good. It's good right here.
Okay.
Here. See that area right over there?
Yeah.
See where the fence is? They used to, right where that fence is and the grass is, they used to have what they call the Clarksburg Inn.
Okay.
Very historic. The insulation in between the walls.
This is where the ruling came from. The court ruling came. This is probably your. This is where the rulings came in from the noise ordinance
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
of that.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you okay with your son?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But where that fence is, there used to be another building, and it was the Clarksburg Inn. It was kind of like a bar, when they served pizzas and this and that and everything else. But it was old, okay? And I was saying, in between the walls, they had horsehair insulation, not the regular stuff you got now, okay? And a number of years ago, I don't remember how many, but it wasn't that long ago, it burned down. And it was a major loss to the town because it was a place where everybody gathered. A lot of people that came through on their bicycles, because this is a big bicycle area as well. Okay, on weekends, my God, there's hundreds of bicycles all over the place. With all different colored outfits. And they used to stop in here to get soda, water, beer, whatever it is, pizza, burgers, and it was great. And then that building right here that they built over here, went up, and then upstairs during the hunting season back when, okay,
Yeah.
they rented it out to hunters because there was a lot of deer in the area. So it became kind of like one of those things where it's like a hangout. Very, very historic. And
Not you,
yeah,
this looks like a security camera here too.
yeah, this is new. This is a new install. These are now going to be swipe cards rather than keys.
Okay.
Okay, that's the new install, and it's not, nothing is up and running yet.
Yeah, but this
Okay.
is something I can film like this, and you guys can't stop it.
Interesting. You know, again, like I said, I'm learning too. But you know, again, I mean, seriously, with your wealth of information and wisdom on that, to do something like write it down and all this stuff, I'm telling you, I wouldn't even be surprised, in all sincerity, no kidding, all kidding aside, I wouldn't be surprised if that thing there was, if you did it that way, and then worked with the prosecutor's office to talk to the young lady, Lori, okay, and said, look, this is what I got. I wouldn't be surprised if that would be published by Monmouth County,
Okay.
you know, by the freeholder board, to turn around and say, hey, this is something that every municipality should be apprised of. Really, I'm telling you, and I'm not, you know, I don't give out compliments
Yeah.
very easily at all, but that's big.
I'm actually a whiz with Oprah too. Even Andy Frederick knows that too. That I'm a whiz with Oprah, or more than your average citizen, or even your average clerk knows too. There's, I'll give you an example. Avon by the Sea. I know, like within the clerk's office, you have to fill out some stuff. There's certain things you don't have to put your information. I want to show you like on the Oprah form. I want to tell you. I want to describe you.
Kathleen,
You did it downstairs?
Yeah, that's the person. She gave me the memo.
Kathleen, do you remember Jen?
Yes.
Okay. Kathleen, do you have an Oprah form by any chance?
You want a blank open
Yeah,
form?
just a blank-
Yeah.
just
I don't have it, I gotta go all the way down.
okay.
That's so.
You want me to bring it back?
No, we'll be right here.
Oh, you're following.
It's just so nice outside, to be honest with you. I hate
Oh yeah,
being
it
here.
is nice.
Let's hold court outside then, right around the Veterans Building.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh, wait, give me this
I'm
table.
telling you, it's just unbelievable. It is so gorgeous outside.
Compared to yesterday, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Provided information like this, you don't have to fill out any of this.
You don't?
No. You don't even have to sign either. The only thing you have to do is put the date down, and put like a telephone number or email address. And then you put like down what you wanted. I actually had two towns over that, because Avon by the Sea wanted me to sign this. Under the Oprah law, you don't have to do that.
No kidding. Wow.
And because their attorney insisted on a signature, because their attorney, because insisted on the signature, their attorney cost the town like $7,500 in attorney fees, because I sued the town to get the documents without the signature. And this is what I mean by attorneys, because some of the attorneys are advising some of these towns
Right.
the wrong way, and it's costing the towns viable taxpayer money.
Right.
And I'm just using this as an example, like, I'm just using this as an example, like, that's why when people throw that attorney stuff out at me, I'm
Right.
like,
They're not necessarily correct.
crap, yeah.
Let me ask a question again, my own edification, you're teaching me something. Where does this form originate? Is this a state form, or is this,
It's from I think it came from the GR, General Records Council.
okay, but for the state, not the
Yeah.
county, but the state,
Yeah, it's like a general, yeah, it's
that everybody follows?
yeah.
Okay, so it's gotta be a state type of a piece that comes out and is distributed to all the towns.
Yeah,
And we just change, I guess, the top of it.
yeah, the letterhead.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, interesting.
And pretty much that's what, I mean, you don't have to sign this. You have to put your name down or anything except the phone, like a phone number, because you have to get in touch. I mean, or email address, but you don't have to put your name or any of that bit.
You know, let me see this. Okay, all right, oh, that's a checkbox. I was wondering how come it's so small to put an email when you got an email up here. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. That's pretty interesting. Again, I didn't know that either. It's all interesting, it's all interesting stuff. Yeah, it's all interesting stuff. Wow, okay.
So that's the, I'm just using, you can have it, I'm just using that as an example, like, when, like I said, when people throw the attorney stuff on me, like,
Mm-hmm.
they're not always correct.
Right, no, obviously.
And it costs A by the C, $7,500 to pay my attorney.
Right,
'Cause if
Right.
that's how, if you win a lawsuit, the town has to pay my,
attorney fees.
yeah.
Right, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, Mr.
Yes.
Stive, excuse me. I have a resident that has a very important issue. He's been waiting
Oh,
just
I'm
a few
sorry.
minutes. I'm sorry.
I
Thank you
apologize.
so much.
Okay.
Well, he wants to
All right.
talk to you privately.
Thank
It was a
you.
pleasure meeting you,
Yeah,
okay, and I'll get back to you then no later than Thursday morning.
Okay.
And then you
Thank
can
you very
go
much,
in
I
there
appreciate
to-
it.
Bye. Thank you, thank
Roger
you.
Stoddard. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Do they have the club across the street? The Clarksville Club across the street?
To the club,
Yeah, years ago, it was like Clarksville something.
there was a restaurant across the street, but there
What's
was
the
a
name of
fire
it?
at Clarksburg Inn.
Yeah, that's the club, they had issues with the noise and stuff.
I don't know.
See, yeah, I
It burned
did,
down years ago though, so.
like what year?
Don't remember, but, maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, not sure.
Okay, I think the ruling came from like 2003 or something like that.
The what came from
The
2003?
court ruling regarding the noise ordinance,
Oh,
I actually researched the background of that too.
okay,
Yeah, because I do a lot of research.
yeah, that's out of my purview, so I don't know. This is
So-
finance, so.
So that, well, it affects Millstone.
It does, but I work in finance, so
Yeah.
I don't know everything, I just.
Our webinar started.
Okay, so talk to you later.
Okay. Nice to see you again. Good, I had a nice dialogue with your business administrator. So I'm gonna be honest, I think out of everybody, you're like the friendliest person, professional friendliest person. So,
Hi. Go. I just want to talk to you about the records retention.
oh,
So, when you have 5 minutes,
excuse
It's
me, are
all-
you the clerk?
I am.
You are the clerk, okay. I'm asking New Jersey Media Company.
Okay.
I'm like with the open requests about the primary election petitions.
Okay.
I'm following up on the open requests
You sent an open request for them?
Yes.
When did you send it?
through openmachine.com.
Okay. When, I've answered it.
You did, I didn't go on the site yet today, so I.
No, and that was like a week ago at least. You want to know who was running in the primary?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that one was done because I know I have one that I'm waiting for the email logs from the Township Committee, because that one I sent out and it wasn't legible, but that's how I got it from the committee. I just scanned it and sent it, so
okay.
I've asked them to reprint them for me, but
Yeah, I did throughout the whole, like I did I did that open request with the whole
If
county.
you come down to my office, I can tell you when I answered it,
Okay.
all right?
I will go home and look at it on my computer.
No, but I could tell you that I answered it.
Okay.
Because I know I have no open Oprahs, and I was, the proudest that I've been is I have no open Oprahs.
Okay.
And everybody's answered me, except for, of course, this one with the logs that I have to redo.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, 2 minutes with you.
Sure.
What was your impression of what happened that day?
Well, it doesn't matter, because I didn't see everything that happened. So for me to tell you without knowing where you went, and then we even talked.
Oh, yeah.
I said, hey, you gotta understand, there's people here, right? Fine, no problem. You're gonna come around here and start videotaping some of these papers, you know, some of these registration papers could have personal information.
Correct, and I brought this issue up with Roger. And to be honest, I'm in a public, let's say right here, a public accessible area. I can film that. The reason why? Because I can see it. There's other ways of protecting, like I said to you, there's other ways to protect that privacy interest other than stopping this.
So the only way is for me to be back there.
Yeah, have some sort of divide.
But, you know, you kind of have to weigh the two things. A lot of people, you're going personal business, okay? But when people walk in, you know, it's interact, right? It's to give me information. If I'm kind of, we're trying to be open to the public without being too open. And sometimes it's a fine line.
Yeah, I mean, all towns are grappling with this because they don't. I know I don't know.
Now we've got cameras.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too. Actually, I could like Roger said that people can't film those cameras. I'm like, yeah, you can. It's like there's a lot. Like he got educated too. Like there's a lot of things that people. I'm not saying it's right. But legally, by the legal sense, it could be filmed. Like I'm gonna be honest, I could not like film like this.
You know what? And you're right, but not from doing this and then moving stuff around. As long as I'm here now.
Correct.
If I'm not here, okay, and you walk in, absolutely, and I leave stuff on my desk. Let's say I left your credit card information right here. Yeah, I'm liable because I left my desk and left.
But if I go over like this, I'm saying if I do this, that's crossing the line. If I say like this, yeah.
But again, when you ask me how, I don't know, you know, I wasn't with you in every room. When you were here, I didn't see it crossing the line.
Correct.
And I really don't, unfortunately, and there's a reason for it. I have a lot of my volunteers that come in. Should I have something that prevents them from coming in, they would have to go all the way across it. See, that's a handicap accessible door, so I can't block that. Right? So I'd have to have them like this barrier and come all the way across. And sometimes really want to.
It's a rec department. It's like.
And I have families, you know, they come in, their kids come in, they play the basketballs. Sometimes I have candy. And it's meant to be open, but at the same time, I do handle information that, you know, when people pay for anything, they're giving their credit cards. They're filling out the forms up there, you know, for registration, and they're putting down, you know, information.
Technically, a lot of public records are public. It's subject to open public, or Oprah.
It is, but.
But you have to redact the person. Yes.
So we have to do everything with. So if you ask to see all my registrations for camp, right, I have.
You have to redact the personal information. See. I think that you and I were on the same page. Or I mean, I think I never had any issues with you except the one. You can't assume the worst about everybody.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but you also can't assume the best. So unfortunately, right, you have to be diligent. I mean, anyone can walk through that door and be harassed. But 99 times, well, 999 times out of 1,000, they aren't. But it's that one time you have to be diligent for. That's what I'm saying. So when people just wander around, okay, I have to be cognizant of what they're doing, of what they're doing.
But to me, I wasn't wandering around. I actually stated to each and every person what I was doing.
No, you're right. And I don't think I was, I mean, I had no problem, again, I have no problem with you in here. If you go somewhere else, and let's say a coworker, and let's say the interpreter role, and they feel threatened, okay, and they ask me to come over, I come over. Okay, I mean, that's happened in every workplace I've been in. You know, typically they ask, you know, me to help them or just make it feel comfortable. But
Oh, you're a guy too, so.
well, I don't mean, you know, it's not, I mean, make it sound like it's true, they will, you know, they'll ask for a guy to come, you know, or just be near them just in case.
And to me, this is my protection
Yeah.
against, actually, this is what caused the issues, but this is what saved me in the end too, because it documented,
Exactly what you're doing.
yes, so it,
I don't know if you should be in the bathroom.
no. I did film different bathrooms along the way. My mistake in this town, is that I didn't check to see if anybody was in there. Not the filming of the bathroom, but just to see if anybody was in there. There was my mistake. But to film the bathroom, no, there should be no issues. But because there is what do you call it? Within the legal realm, there is a reasonable expectation of privacy within the public bathroom.
Right, that's common sense.
Correct.
I hope.
And my mistake is I didn't check to see, when I realized that when somebody brought it up and I was like, oh, well, I filmed other bathrooms before, but it was like a single stall, like with the door, it was like one bathroom, like a regular bathroom. Yeah, so I did film other bathrooms along the way, so that, to me, it's part of it. But my mistake was I didn't check if anybody was in there. And thank God nobody was in there. Thank you. Good to see you too.
Good luck.
Yep, thank you. Okay, everybody. This is Jen Coombs. I'm signing off. And I had it. So, okay, everybody. Okay, nobody knew, and it's an hour. So I recorded everything. Let me see. That's okay. This is where I am, in Millstone, New Jersey. This video is a crappy video, but that's okay. Everything went fine.